Hi, everybody. This is a little background to Module 3. You will notice that you have no uh, discussion or any assignment necessary that you need to get to me this week or share with each other, and that's by design. The point of this module is for you to start researching both the skills and the data you're going to need to work with your group to come up with your needs assessment. So if we look at this, the work that you're going to be doing this week is all about working in groups and assessment. So there's a little video there that I would totally encourage you to watch. And then the community toolbox is about how do we encourage each other to be part of community work? How do we recognize what leadership skills we have to bring to the table and what might we need to improve and help other people in developing their leadership? And then how do we move toward better use of our facilitation skills? And then finally, how do we get into the nuts and bolts of assessment, right? So you've got a toolkit there that will be useful to you. I would encourage you when I'm talking about skimming, Bulow in particular, is it's a great article. It's a little older, but it's really got an asset-based perspective on it that I think you'll find useful, and I think you'll like the way they discuss it. So I encourage you to do that. The Craig article about precarious partnerships is all about how do we keep or make sure that our benefit community, right, the people for whom this work is being done with and done for, is at the center of the thing so that we don't go off and do our own thing and then left them behind. And then pretty soon the project we're doing has nothing to do with them. Um, Nuts and bolts things from Fernandez about running effective task groups. And then I think you're really going to like the miracle question as another way to think about how do we figure out what the community wants. You might have seen the miracle question applied when it comes to brief solution focused therapy and individual work. And this is how we take that up to a macro level. And this is also an example of how good social work practice lends itself to easy ratcheting between micro and macro. So I think you're going to appreciate that. Now, how does this come into play? Let me share with you. This is from your assignment, okay, your infographic coming up. All right, so if you look at your assignments tab, you'll see the needs and strengths infographic. And it seems like that's a long time from now. You know, that's not due for, gosh, February 27th, right? A month. But the thing is that in order to be able to do that work, you and your group members are going to have to pull together all this different information and then be able to make a good case for why you have done your assessment the way you've done it, what you've come up with in terms of problem and goal, et cetera. And so it's time to start getting busy on that. I recommend that you use this week to immerse yourself in the material about how best to do this practice. Also have a group meeting and figure out who's doing what by when. One of the things you might decide to do is perhaps you have somebody in your group who already has skills in infographics or who wants to develop those skills. So maybe that person is in charge of making this look really great in the end. So they have a slightly lighter load earlier when it comes to pulling information together. I want to highlight that you're going to need key informant interviews with people who are related to the issue that you're addressing. The key informant interviews, here we go, 5 or 6 of those. There's are different stakeholders that have different perspectives on this, all right? So they define their problem in their own way, but no one agency or group owns the issue. Each group member should participate in at least 2 interviews. If you do an interview together, if there's 2 or more of you, that's fine. Just be sure that as an individual, you are participating in at least 2, because I want you to have that experience of gathering the information. All right, so that gives you enough to get started for this week. And I think that the other material you'll find in the toolbox and also in those articles will be a good assist to you too. All right, have a good week, and we will see you in 2 weeks in class.